Greetings, 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 boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, or however you refer to yourself. Welcome. And if you are new, I welcome you too. Let me first start off by introducing myself. My name is AnitaYarbrough. I am a holistic healer, life coach, and counselor. I'm also a licensed life insurance broker agent. And what I am here to talk to you about is just that. Some tips in regards to why you should stop saying no without finding out how you can no on what's being offered. So before we get into it, I would like for you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. It's that red button below that says subscribe. Thumbs up this video if you like the video, and to keep me in rotation to be recommended or a recommended video to those who may need this information just as much as you. Okay? Also, I advise you to give me some feedback by leaving me some comments below. Also, towards the end of my video and in the description box is my contact information if you prefer one-on-one or would like to schedule an appointment with me to speak with me one-on-one. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we're back. And I've made some notes so that I won't forget to touch on what I would like to speak with you about or what I would like to discuss with you. Okay? Are we okay with that? Good. Okay, so a part of preparing, and sometimes you can never be prepared for when life happens. But a lot of times we aren't prepared because we don't know why we should prepare. And sometimes families find themselves doing fundraisers or GoFundMe because they weren't prepared. And those people who leave this world, usually for most families, if not most, some families, are left behind with nothing but bills. So usually when people say no to life insurance, it's because they think it's another bill and don't know that it's an investment, not just a death benefit, but it can be utilized your whole life as long as you make your monthly or yearly payments, or what they may call annual payments. So let me discuss with you some of the life insurances that they offer and help you understand what those life insurance policies entail. So let's start with the term life. A term life, you're given a certain number of years to make payments on it, and it's very, very, very cheap. But after those number of years, whether it's a 10-year term, 15-year term, 20-year term, or 30-year term, if you're paying, just to give you an example, $10 a month, maybe $10 every 3 months on that term, at the end of that term, 10, 15, 20, or 30 years, your monthly payments jump up to a higher price very drastically. So you can go from paying $10 to paying $300 to $400 or $500 a month. So Also, what you need to know is that for a term, there are no benefits. There's no cash value. You can't take anything from it. And the reason why it's called a term, if you look at the word term, is short for terminate. It terminates in 10 years. That's why it says a 10-year term, or terminates in 10 years, terminates in 15 years, terminate 20 or 30 years. Now, a whole life policy, I'll explain to you. It offers you more benefits. You're allowed a cash value, and the cash value is the money that you put in, the cash that you put in, the amount of cash, the value. Also, you get a death benefit with that. Some more advantages that you get with a whole life policy is a tax-free advantage. Now, the only thing with a whole life policy is that your money grows at a very slower rate. You probably won't see any growth on your money for maybe 5 years or more. So if you're putting money in, you want to see some growth. That's another thing about having a whole life policy, is your money grows. Another advantage, as I stated, is tax-free. You don't have to worry about paying any taxes later on your policy. One thing for sure is you can, with this type of policy, because the money grows so slow, you cannot, at least me, I would not create a retirement plan using this type of policy. Another thing I want to let you know is that this money in the past was used, this policy, this type of policy in the past, it's a great thing to use, and it was used long time ago to protect business owners, to protect their money. And it protected their money from market crashes, real estate crashes, and situations like what we had just recently, what just took place in 2020. I'm sure you know it. If you don't, well, let me just tell you, the pandemic. But of course, with policies like this, and any policy, it is based on your age. The cost of the policy is based on what your age is at that time when you start. That's why we advise that you try to get started as early as possible in age, even from infancy. For those parents who have children or plan on having children, to take a policy out as soon as the child is born, because a lot of times we don't know what could happen to that child medically that will cause that child to be declined a policy, or anyone. So yes, there is a catch. The catch is you have to qualify for this type of policy. You have to be in good health. You have to have you have to make sure there's no kind of criminal background. Okay? And also, these type of policies are a little more expensive because of the benefits that I just explained to you that they have to offer. Now, another type of policy that I've come across, that I've learned about, is the Index Universal Life. We call it the IUL for short. This policy was created back in 1997. Now, this policy is something really good. For those with retirement plans, listen up, okay? Because with this, as I stated about the whole life policy, you have a tax-free advantage. It protects your money from market crashes or economic risk or risk in the economy, where people end up losing their money. With this, you can also create a retirement plan. And for those who are holding retirement plans, this is the best product to use to allow your retirement plan to roll over in order to see your money grow. And that's something else that I want to mention, which is a better advantage over the whole life. Whereas with the whole life, like I stated, it may take up to 5 years or more before you see growth in your money. You want to see your money grow while it's sitting there. So with this, you have more, a plan like this or a policy like this allows you a 7% growth on your money. Let's say you put $500 in on a $150,000 policy. Now, I'm just giving you an example. For if you're interested, you sit with your broker, they can walk you through a financial analysis and give you a future plan using an IUL. Okay? So let's just say you put in $500 on a $150,000 policy. Let's say by the time, if you live long enough, if you don't die in early death and you live to 65, 70 years old, we're looking at, I'm just going to round it off, maybe 3 million. It could be more depending on you, or maybe a little bit less. So wouldn't you want to get started with something like that today? But also, let me give you some other advantages and comparisons utilizing the IUL, the Index Universal Life. Yes, I had to say it out again. So some advantages that I have learned about using an Index Universal Life compared to having your retirement plan, whether it's a 401k, a 403b, an IRA. With those products, of course, those products or retirement plans are tax delayed. So it is best to get started rolling your money over into an IUL right now, where your money is tax-free by the time you retire. So if it's tax delayed, it means by the time you retire, there's lots of taxes to pay. And depending on by the time you retire, the tax amount may jump drastically. Whereas if you take advantage now and roll your money, your retirement plan over now, and go ahead and pay off those taxes now while the tax amount is low, you have a greater advantage in protecting your money and keeping it tax-free. Now, some of the rules that they offer retirement plans is you can't withdraw before 59 and a half years old. And if you do, there's still a large amount of tax to pay. And the other rule is it's mandatory that you withdraw that money by the age of 70 and a half years old. Meaning that by the time you reach 70 and a half years old, you have no other choice, or you'll face some penalties if you don't withdraw that money by then. So if you roll your money over into an IUL right now and go ahead and pay the cost of the taxes while they're still low, you don't have to worry about later on when you go to retire, you don't have to worry about not being able to withdraw your money and having to pay taxes later. That money is tax-free. That's the tax-free advantage of having an IUL. And of course, just like a whole life policy, you do have to qualify. You have to make sure those are the only rules. Yes, there's a catch with everything. You have to be in good health, and you have to have a good background check, a criminal record. It has to be scotch-free, or depending on whoever your broker agent is and what you've done, there might be some advantages to having some of those things looked over. It just depends. It just really depends. Now, the company that I work with, they offer. I'm just giving you this some more information. The company that I work with, compared to the company I used to work with this company, the problem I used to have with clients, if they didn't qualify, that was it. With this company, they work with more than one company, so you have other options. They try to create a win-win situation for you to help you qualify. So if one company, with one company you don't qualify, we do our best to research and consider another company to help you qualify, so that we create a win-win situation, because we're in the business of helping families, making sure families are secured. Another tool that's also offered is a Roth IRA, but the only disadvantage with a Roth IRA is there's no death benefit, but it can be used to grow your money and create a retirement plan. So let's go back over. Let's kind of like just review. So a term life insurance is very cheap for the amount of years they assign you to have that policy. But at some point, the term policy terminates, and the monthly payments jump to a higher monthly price drastically. And there are no other benefits. You cannot withdraw money from it, and you cannot take a loan out. Whereas with a whole life policy and an IUL, you can withdraw up to the amount of cash value that you have in your policy, and you can take out a loan up to the cash value that you have. Anything outside of that, depending on what you're working with, and of course, sit down with your broker agent to discuss it more in detail on what plans will work best for you. Now, again, a whole life policy, it is good, especially if you're in a financial situation. You can, with a whole life policy, add a rider, and they call those a term rider. You can add those on to your policy to help give you some other benefits, or to just add a rider onto it, just to kind of give you some other benefits. And some other benefits that they do offer, whether you have a whole life policy that you can attach to that, or attach to an IUL, they do have term policies that also put you in a position, especially as a business owner. These are good products to use. You utilize a rider on a whole life and a IUL. Let's say you get sick and you can't work and you don't have any employees to work your business for you. What these riders do, chronic illness or any kind of illness that puts you out of work, these type of policies that we call riders will pay your hospital stay, your hospital bills, and fund you, I believe, 6 months to a year. As I stated, get with your broker agent, depending on the company that you're with, to go into more details about what that policy offers. So it will pay your bills, your rent, while you're out of work or sick, or I think I kind of covered it. while you're out of work, or you're having to take off work due to an illness. Okay, so there are some other things that I may not have mentioned that you can sit with me one-on-one about it, and we'll get more deeper into it. So I'm going to allow you to contact me to set up an appointment to meet with me over a Zoom virtual call, where we can talk like this on a Zoom call instead of face-to-face. Okay, so again, as I continue, of course, you have to qualify, be in good health, and not have a criminal record. It's a tax-free advantage. That's another benefit. You get a death benefit. With an IUL, it grows your money faster. With a whole life policy, it does take some time. It may take longer to grow your money, but they both protect your money. And they're both of these products you can withdraw up to the cash value that you have in there, and you can take out a loan with the company. So if there's any more information that I did not include, you want to know more about how you can take advantage and protect your family, or plan your legacy for you and your family today, or whenever you have time, I'm going to leave my contact information for you to sit with me. And if I can't assist you, because depending on the state that you live in, of course, rules and regulations do apply for these policies. So it may be different for you. So depending on whether or not I can assist you, if I am licensed in your state, and I'll let you know I'm in the state of Georgia, which is my home state. Of course, I'm licensed in Virginia and North Dakota. And of course, I'm going to work on other licenses, and mostly on the East Coast and Central. So I look forward to hearing from you. As I stated, I'm going to leave my contact information in the description box below and right here on the screen, so you can contact me and get more information. And like I said, the reason why most people say no to life insurance is because they don't know the benefits that it offers. Yes, a whole life IUL, they're more expensive because of the benefits. But it's an investment. It's an investment that you invest in for the legacy of you and your family. And it protects you from life situations that happen that aren't planned for. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Give me some feedback. Leave me some comments below. If you got any questions, place them there. I'll answer them here. If you want to speak with me one-on-one, schedule an appointment to meet with me, my email would be listed as well. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you, and have a blessed day. Remember, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think.